Hey guys, so today we're going to go through graphing straight lines as part of coordinate geometry and linear relationships. So far, you should already be able to complete a table of values and know what the Cartesian plane looks like and have a look at y equals mx plus b and changing that around. So let's go into it. In order for us to graph a straight line, we only need 2 points. Really, we only need 2 of those dots to join them and make a straight line. However, it is heavily recommended that you have at least 3 dots because you could have made an error in one of your calculations with one of the dots, and that's going to make your line all wrong. So if you have 3 dots, you can then find out whether you've made a mistake or not. So the aim of this video is that you'll be able to graph a straight line by calculating a number of points. As we've said before, hopefully 3 or more. Let's jump into the examples. So, example 1 says, graph the line y equals 2x plus 1. So, as you know from completing a table of values, this is already in the form of y equals mx plus b. So now I can substitute my x values in and find my corresponding y values. For example, for the first one, y is going to equal 2 times whatever x is plus 1. So 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. For the next column, it's going to be 2 times whatever x is plus 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. And for the last column, again, substitute the x value in. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. You can pick any x values you want if they're not given. So how do we look at what x values to pick exactly? Well, you have a look at your Cartesian plane. If I look at this Cartesian plane, the x values go from -6 all the way to 6. So I can pick as many values as I want between -6 and 6 to try and find their y values. I'm not going to pick -30 or 25 because it doesn't exist on this Cartesian plane. If this was a bigger Cartesian plane and it did go up to that, then you can use those values as well. One of the most common values to use is from -3 to 3. But in this case, I've used 0, 1, and 2. But as I said, you can use any x values from what is given on the Cartesian plane that you're going to use to graph it on. So here, 0, when x is 0, y is 1. When x is 0, y is 1, and I put a dot there. Remember, crawl before you climb. For the next one, 1, when x is 1, y is 3. So I crawl to 1, and I climb to 3, and I put a dot there. And when x is 2, y is 5. So I crawl to 2, and I climb to 5, and I put a dot there. And then I just join the dots, and I make my line. And this line will continue going this way, up and down, so I'll put the arrows on the end. So that's example 1. Let's move on to example 2. So with example 2, it says graph the line 3x plus y equals 2. Straight away I can see that this is not in the form of y equals mx plus b. So I need to rearrange this to make y the subject. And to make y the subject, I need to take the 3x across. So now I have my formula in the form of y equals mx plus b. I can now substitute my x values into the formula in order to complete my table of values. So for the first one, y is going to equal -3 times whatever x is plus 2. So -3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. For the next column, -3 times 1 is -3. -3 plus 2 is -1. And for the last x value that I've chosen, -3 times 2 is -6. -6 plus 2 is -4. And again, 0, 2, 0, 2, put a dot, 1, -1, 1, -1, put a dot, and 2, -4, 2, -4, put a dot, and join the lines up. Let's move on to the last example. So the last example is y equals 3x minus 1. It's already in the form of y equals mx plus b, so I don't need to rearrange anything here. Again, I find my y values that correspond with my x values, I join the dots, and I join the line up. Hopefully you get the hang of this. So, there are 6 questions here for you to do. Pause the video, give them a shot, and the question is asking you to graph the following lines by first completing a table of values of your choice. My advice is to do a table of values from -3 to 3. Although you only need 2 points, or 3 is recommended as discussed earlier, you could use 0, 1, 2 again if you wanted to. Once you've made your table of values, then graph each line on a Cartesian plane. You can also graph all of them on one Cartesian plane by just labeling each line or using different colors. Okay, you should be finished by now. There's the recommended answers. You can see that I've used different colors for each one. So for the first one, it's a yellow line. For the next one, it's the orange line. For the third one, it's a red line. For the fourth one, it's the pink line. For the fifth one, it's a green line. And for the last one, it's the blue line. Hopefully you got them all right. If not, go watch the video again and hopefully it'll make sense. Till next time, take care guys.